Hello. In this video, I'm going to introduce for you a new updated version of the initiatives that we have in BSC Designer Pro and we'll have in BSC Designer Online as well. A few words about how the initiatives worked in the previous versions. Before, you had a business goal, and with each business goal, you could align a certain number of the initiatives, like I have here. We had different types of initiatives like file, link, duration, budget, comment, and person responsible. And you had a long list of these initiatives. And it was also able to change the visualization option for these initiatives. You could choose if you want to see these initiatives on the map or you don't want to see them. And you can also move them around this list and respectively change the way how the initiatives were visualized. For example, here you can see all the initiatives. With this approach, there was one disadvantage. The disadvantage was because of the way how people normally think about the initiatives. They don't think about separate pieces like budget and duration and comment. Normally, they think in terms of initiatives like a project or a task. And normally, each task and each project has all these features like budget, duration, some comments, some more specific action plan. And we had this challenge from several users of BSC Designer who asked us to do something about this to make it a little bit more user-friendly. And that's what we improved in the latest version of BSC Designer Pro. What you can see right now with the old version, we have, let me get back here, you had this dialog, and when you needed to add a new initiative, you had to choose here, go here, and edit it. Now, let me switch to the new version. As you can see, this is exactly the same project open in the new version. The picture is exactly the same. And basically it means that if you had something in the previous, something designed in the previous version, and you like the way the software worked before, you don't need to change anything. So basically all the projects that you have created with BSC Designer before will be opened, and you will see all the same data here. And if you like the new approach, you can switch to this new approach. And right now, I will make a copy of this goal. So as you can see on the strategy map, let's update it. I have now two goals, and let's rename it initiatives, goal with new initiatives. Okay. Now, what was the improvement? If you go here to these initiatives, you will find a very similar list, but it's actually a little bit different. Let's create a new initiative and you will see the difference. The new initiative is created from this single dialog. Let me create a new goal and demonstrate it for you. So to create a new initiative, I supposed to fill in some of these fields here. It can be just a name, my new initiative. I can add some text details. I can specify the budget that I need to execute this initiative. I can specify who will be responsible for this initiative. Had all these features in the previous version as well, but now you can do it from this single screen. And also, if I have in mind some action plan, I can link to some action plan here. It can be some web-based document, or it can be some local document as it was before. I can also specify the duration of the initiative, as you was able to do in the previous version. Or this was not in the previous version. I can specify the time interval for the initiative. For example, I can pick it, let's say, from 18th to 24th of April. And here, if I need, I can put some details. You might not find a feature that was before in the Add Initiatives menu, which was about linking to Google Calendar and Google Task. And now these features are located here, Google Calendar and Google Task. Also, there was a special function that allowed to align initiative with a certain chart. And now you can add chart tags using this option here in this menu. If you want to learn more about using this feature, we talk about this in the manual. So it works exactly the same as in the old version. The difference is the location of this feature. Now it's here. Okay. And another thing, that all these fields are not obligatory. It means that you can create a new initiative and fill in all the fields like I did before, just now. Or you can create a new initiative, give it just a name and let's say budget. Or you can create a new initiative and just specify a time interval. So you have a freedom to work in the way that you did before, or you can switch to this new way that I hope you will like. Okay, so let's click OK, and let's see how this initiative is visualized on the strategy map. I need to refresh my map. So what I see here on the map is the name of the initiative and the budget required for the initiative, and also the time interval that that is required to execute this initiative. If it will be larger, in some cases you will see other details. But the idea is that you supposed to see all the important information here from this short line. Should you need to have more details, you can double click on the initiative and you will get this dialog. You can open and you can check the details. So that's the idea that we have introduced in the initiatives. Now, a few words about how you can switch from the old model for the initiatives to the new one. We have implemented a new feature that is called merge for the initiatives. I will show how to work with it. So basically, here you have this list of the initiatives. And for all of the initiatives, if I open it, for example, I can pick this $400 budget. I see here the what was the title of the budget in the previous version is now put it here in details. And I also see here this very budget 400 with the currency. So basically that's how each initiative look like. And here is another budget initiative, the old version, look like this. So first things that I can do, I can merge these two initiatives, these budget initiatives, using this function. It's located here in the menu More, have option to choose merge initiatives. So I can choose, let's say, to merge these two initiatives, and as a result we'll have 1,200, 400, so we'll have 1,600. Okay, so the software summarized these two values and put it here. And it also summarized what was written in the details fields of those two initiatives. So basically, we don't lose any information. We just group it in one initiative. The same works for the initiatives with duration specified. So basically, let's try to do it. Let's create an initiative with 2 days. Yeah. Now we have two initiatives. One is for 30 days, another is for 2 days. So let's try to merge them. And by doing this, we'll get 32 days duration. Okay. Now, what we can do we can do the same. We can follow the same logic for other initiatives. And what we have here, we have a link to a website, we have a link to file, and we have details, just details, text record. And we also have more details, more lines of the details, and we have a person responsible. In the previous version, these were separate initiatives, but now we can, if you want, for sure, we can merge them into just one single initiative. So here I have it. And if I double click and open it, I will see what we have in the end. We have all the details from the previous initiative. I can for sure edit it. Details. We had the budget, some of the initiatives that were merged, and we have the number of the days. And we also have the files that were aligned and the person responsible. So all the data is there. The only thing that I might want to do is to give this initiative a name, like, for example, action plan. And let's go back to strategy map. Now, instead of having these 6 lines, we have just one line that combines all the details. And if I need to go there, I can check out all the details. Moreover, we're not limited to one initiative by the business goal. So we can actually add more initiatives. For example, we can put here something like quality initiative. And we could put here a new budget. And we can choose duration or time interval, whatever, if we have information for time interval. And we can assign a different person responsible. We can align some different documents, and we have more space for the details. Do some quality assurance, for example. Okay. And when I do so, under my goal, I have here this new initiative. So basically, it's very short information here, and if I double click, I see all the details. As in the previous version, I can choose what to visualize using these checkboxes. So basically, if I don't need quality initiative, I can turn the visualization off. And if I want to get it back, I can do the same from here. And these numbers here in this column, this works similar to the previous version. They show us the number of the initiatives available for this business goal. Yeah. As in the previous version, we can change the relative position and edit or delete the initiatives. Okay. So I think that this it's a whole review of the new functionality related to the initiatives. I wanted to mention that for the KPIs, you have a similar initiative dialog. It is similar because it's not exactly the same. For the KPIs, you don't have budget and duration. The idea is that the KPI is just a measurement tool, not related to any specific action, but it is related to the business goal. So if you want to align some action, some budget or duration details, you can align them with the business goal and align the KPIs with that business goal. Another thing that I wanted to mention that right now the software will visualize the fields of the initiatives exactly in the same way as you see it here. So all these fields will be visualized like you see them on the strategy map. So you will, the first thing that will be visualized is the name of initiative. The details will not be visualized if you have the name. So if I remove the name, here some details, the details are ignored. You will see them only in the case that it is the only field in for your initiative. Like for example, it's coming the old version, if it's coming from the old version of this of the approach to the initiative, you see that it is visualized, but for the new type of initiative, it won't be visualized. Okay. Then you have budget information. Then you have timeline information or duration information. Then you have person responsible and the aligned documents. Uh, in the current version, you don't have an option to choose which fields you want to visualize, because we're afraid that this will make this dialog to be very complex and not really user friendly. So if for some reason you need to see only, let's say, only budget initiative under this goal, I suggest for you to follow the old approach. You can create a separate initiative if you need it. You can put it like very important budget, something like this. You can put here some budget figures, and that's it. If you needed to visualize in a separate way to stress the importance, the focus of your team on this, you can do it in this way. For the most cases, I think it won't be necessary. So just use the new approach, give it a try, and let us know how do you feel about this new approach. Thank you for your time, and goodbye.